Dear viewers, the listing website as a name, in fact, more to for the agency practice. Listing is usually termed as the appointment that has been secured or instruction given by the principal, whoever the owner of the vendor who has appointed the particular agent. So the agent obtained this listing, and then therefore this listing need to be advertised, and this advertisement would likely go into banner or go into a newspaper publication, also now in the media of internet. And what do we look for in selecting the types of website, and why are we using the website, and what are the future plans as a estate agent, agency practitioner? How are you going to um, go forward for this selection of advertising on getting your customers? Well, one of the major consideration for estate agency or an estate agent is actually the cost of advertising. Estate agency practice as in practice of getting a customer to come forward. In fact, spend a lot of money on marketing. In the indirect way, an estate agent is in fact a marketer, advertiser. So the cost of the running of the business, a lot of it is put into advertising. So your listing, as in US, your listing goes to all sorts of internet portal, all sorts of internet agency on advertisement. And these advertising agencies in the US is really a huge market, and also a huge specialization. So in here you can see some which are um, more specialized on certain segment of the market, like foreclosure. On the right hand upper corner, you can actually see a website by the name of foreclosure.com. And also you have types of agency which advertises on more news related one. That means there were newspaper before. So this newspaper also in a way function like a listing website. Third party websites like Craigslist, Trulia, also more to say maybe some specialize on the certain geographical location. So then you tend to see, all right, in this case, Mexico buyer's guide. So this is probably more targeted at the segment of market which is near to Mexico. So all these the evolution and the changes of the website towards the area of specialization, and also the segment of market. Generally, the money that is spent on the advertising of the estate agency listing is enormous amount. So this also invites a lot of investors, and also third-party marketing companies to specialize their work on developing listing websites for the use of real estate industry. So similarly, to talk about this topic, I would like to give some credential that speaking on some experiences that I had for working on websites. Now, the topic in fact summarizes into ICT, information technology in real estate. I am Thomas Sim. I'm a practicing probationary estate agent. My number is 2066. I hold a master's degree in information communication technology management. I did a dissertation, and my dissertation area was in online e-learning. So I have some experiences with building website for about 20 years, starting with some blogging, and then recently I have in the last 4 or 5 years used WordPress to organize my work on websites. So I have one blog which is the justleta.com domain, in the blogger hosting, which is justleta.blogspot.com. And the other three websites estateagentexam.com, which is for study of the diploma in estate agency examination. We have also justletakproperty.com and also contract2you.com. So contract2you.com is a specialty website that I have designed for Inter-Property Index. So let me explain further in more detail later. So what is in it for me for this into the future? Why a listing website is necessary for a company of estate agency? Or is it that everybody has a website, therefore I need to have a website? What is my position in this website, and also what can the website do for me? Generally, there are a few factors that I would like to go through in brief. One is that you need to have a permanent landing page, so which I have emphasized in the earlier video. So this is your own website, and you have a full control of it. A website which stays on as your permanent address in the World Wide Web. Or permanent address here means URL. So likely a person would have a IC and therefore identity. So in the sense that in the World Wide Web, you have your URL, the domain name which signify your existence in the World Wide Web. So likely you will ask me then why do I need one URL and one website? What is it for? The question that is to answer in a simple manner is that you need to publish yourself into public or in the website into the era of the internet. And then second is that you need to capture data also, and also to be contactable in email and also in telephone number. So it's like if somebody were to think of you, they go to website and then they search, then they can find your address in the URL and look into your contact for getting services or buying things from you. Number 4 is about scalability. So scalable means that the website should be able to accommodate new changes and the future needs of your business or your publicity. We know that a lot of companies, when they are small, they do not have, but then when they are big, they would want to have their own website that they can in fact publish to the world that they are involved with a certain area of services and selling of a certain goods. We also look at website as a medium now for more interactive way of bringing in ideas and also influencing market, that is by videos and also big notice board. It is a big notice board advertising to the world. Lastly, I think a website which is most important for a success of a business is that it can emphasize, or it can link up the sales of getting a sales of the revenue for the company. So if a website can be able to track certain process of follow up with the customer, then this website would be able to bring in sales for the company. So this is happening in a lot of e-commerce website where they can track the persons and follow up with the interest and also in fact closing the sale, sending the item to the person, and in fact closing up that the person has accepted and received the item shipped to the end customer. So the last and the most prominent point for the purpose of what is the website for, a lot of time can be seen in the industry of banking. Now you can understand that in online banking now, most of the time people don't go to the counter of the bank anymore. So most of the transaction in fact go through the website. So website becomes a window to the world, and the customer of the bank goes to this website and perform all the functions of transfer of funds, also to carry out the banking. These are all possibility on a future website, and also in fact for us to think about for our improvement of our strategy in business. Likely that you want to build your own website for free. These are the few common ones. So build your own website is by scratch. From scratch, you can use ready to use things like Blogger or Blogspot. Also others like WordPress.com and also Wix. So these are quite simple to use dashboard where you can in fact learn on your own. So these are simple to do methods of building a small easy to use page. Wix is something that I see recently people are using, but I am not using it anymore. I'm moving towards WordPress, which has got more functionalities. WordPress has got two types. One is the WordPress.com. Another one is WordPress.org. So the one that I'm showing here is WordPress.org, which allows you to, in fact, customize your website for more functionality lah. So this is the form of website that in fact can go to as complicated as $1 million company lah. Of course you can also in a way in-house develop your own web page using the different languages, Java or in fact all the programming which is required for web page. So this I think not a necessary thing for non-techie person. So if you are not a tech person or tech savvy person, just bear with the free website, as well as if you want higher a bit more higher level, then you can maybe embark on learning WordPress building on your own. I have done all the learning on my own from about 4 years ago for WordPress. So although I am still not an expert in WordPress, but most of the website I have now organized are using WordPress platform. So what is next? Now you are thinking that you have your own website and you want to advertise to the world. So what is actually the next so-called step that you need to take? There's a lot of things about this to carefully think through before you go forward. One is that most of us will say we want to embark on the job and then not knowing what sort of job it is. So you can say, I want to join this company selling item for fast consumable, but then you do not know about the product. So when you go into the business, then you end up having to knock on wrong prospects and then trying to settle problem, which is sometimes a lot of failure here and there and objection here and there, but you do not understand that maybe by working on the business strategy, then you can put your effort and your energy to a better use. So a lot of time website is the same. So you need to think about how your website is going to be different and to be able to have better content than others so that people would come to visit your website. Similarly, there are technology that is required, like a server need to be able to accommodate for the speed and also for security in case you are capturing data from public. And end user in the end would want to perceive some value coming to this website to have added value. So therefore you need to actually study the segment of your market and see what do they really want to come to your website for a visit. Likely value and all this what a customer wants today, not that easy and also not that simple, because of the fact that now customers are more open to all the internet, and people can actually distinguish or find out what is the genuine and what is fake. So you cannot be cheating everybody all the time. So these are reasons that you need to think through for your website to be able to sustain over time, create value, giving information that is accurate, and they would give to you some points that like in the case of integrity, sustainability of your long-term plan, and right match and right fit of the users also, or segment of users also is important. So likely we can see that most of the website are targeting the mass public. So likely you are looking at selling things which may be affordable by most people. You cannot be thinking of selling a rocket, space rocket, and then putting a website on getting a listing for selling of a space rocket. So of course, we would not usually go to that extent, but generally these are the example basics of how a website need to think through. Well, we have said a lot of things, but then generally the challenges are still back to the same issue that, well, no traffic. I have a website, but there's no visitor. I am unable to think of a content or something which I am much superior compared to my peers. I am similar to a lot of people out there. My colleagues are doing this, so I'm following how to do with the same resources and the same types of accessibility to the marketplace. So there are a lot of challenges. A lot of time we end up as a me too in a high competition market, and generally we are comparing to international, and we are not like kampong comparing to next door, but we are comparing to international. Like if you are in a small town in Johor, you'll probably be comparing to Singapore and probably comparing also to London, because your website is available to all these people from all over the world. So what are the questions that you have in mind for this IT or ICT into website for use in estate agency? Why do I need to use website lah? So these are one of the big question that a lot of people would ask. Why ICT is important in real estate? Well, how to start from zero? Is it going to cost me a lot of money? I'm not tech savvy lah. How? Because I am unable to even operate a computer. It's going to be difficult for me to go and think about doing website. Maybe I can just pay to advertise in say some of this advertising company lah. I am not so concerned about doing website on my own listing lah. I just put it into my company's agency's listing. Never mind lah. I just go and hang banner lah. No need to use internet. So these are questions that maybe a lot of us are asking. How much of a website work or how much of the weightage on the website that is going to bring us business? Some people say that no need, I will just call up my gang of agent friends and we have a lot of brokers and then they are able to give me business. So that is your choice of course, your strategy and your choice of business. So go back to the core area of asking this question. Why your own listing website? Why is it so that you have to have your own listing website? Why can't just keep on paying all these third-party website and then manage your business? So these are actually questions that I have always asked myself. Every month paying a few hundred ringgit to even 1,000 ringgit for advertising in all these major websites. So why can't we all start our own website? Basically, that is the real thing that you need to think about because the next 5 or 6 years you are going to still advertise the same to the public. So why can't you do your own website? You are being advertised to the World Wide Web if it is your own listing website, right? It is permanent, right? It is your website. Why you want to use somebody else's website when you actually can start your own website? No traffic, or maybe that is the reason you say nobody come to see you, see your website. Then by doing your own website and publishing it in the full advertising of the third-party website, let people know about your website, so that in the future they may want to look for you. They'll just go to your own website and look for you rather than going to the third-party website. Right? So it all boils down to your strategy, whether you want to just be another person listing in the internet as anonymous, or you want to be on your own, having a strategy of your own niche area and people would know you as in your person and come and look for you. Well, you have 100% ownership and 100% control if it is your own website. And the website is not expensive. It's roughly about 500 to 600 a year to maintain a website. That is about 1 to 2 ringgit a day to maintain the domain name and also your server. So this is not a huge investment. In fact, every month you'll be paying a lot more than this to advertise in the third-party website. Like again, it is your own choice. At the end, your own website is your own intellectual property. So you can actually do it in a way that after a few years later, it is your reputation and your ability of keeping track of your progress and also your achievement over time. If it is another person's website, by the time that is end of the month, probably your records has been deleted or taken down from the website, and you do not have a track record of what you have achieved over the years.